G'day guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of Terrain. We are finally doing the part that I have wanted to do for so long. I'm extremely nervous about doing it, but at the same time super excited. Dog, oi. We're starting the episode, mate. Go on. Good boy. So we are finally getting into one of these diffs. We're going to be starting on the rear diff of the GU, and we are going to be installing / welding on a Superior Engineering comp spec bracing kit, which I've wanted to do for a very long time. There's so many reasons why I think they're a good thing, and even for a tourer / type of car that I'm building, I'll unpack with you guys why I have decided to do this type of diff work to the Patrol. I don't think everyone needs to do it, and it's only suited for some scenarios, but what I'm trying to achieve with this build and with this truck in particular, something like this is going to be well worth having underneath it. So let's get into it and we'll see you guys soon. So first off, let me say I am by no means a welder. I have not done much welding. I think I'm dangerous enough to give it a go, and I'm really keen to use this project as a project to refine and better my skills and learn. And look, I've got lots of people in the industry that I have worked with and that I can call upon for help and advice. And in worst case, if I can't do it, I've got plenty of shops that I can take it to. Plenty of people have offered to help out. So I'm completely kind of carefree in that area, because it just gives me the safety net that I've got good mates around that if something does happen and I can't weld it, or I need someone to do a second pass over the top, clean up areas or fill gaps or whatever might come up that I don't feel confident doing, people will jump in and are going to help me, and it's so great having people behind this build. But yeah, other than that, I'm really keen to give it a red hot go myself. Now, I've got a really good mate of mine, Lockie, coming over. If you guys have been following this channel for quite a while or seen some of my past videos, Lockie's the guy with the black Jeep running 37s. Awesome car, awesome guy. He's been a long time supporter of this channel and a really good friend of mine that really invested and encouraged me to kind of keep doing what I'm doing, and has been involved in heaps. So Lockie's a really great guy. Really pumped to have him with me today as well. So we're both going to be jumping on the gun. Now, Mox has let us borrow his Unimig Razor. It's the Razor 205, I think it is. The Razor 205, so it's brand new. It's done pretty much no work. It's got a fresh bottle of gas, fresh bottle of wire in it. We're all rigged up. We'll run through that when we get into it a bit more. Once again, this is a whole learning curve for me. You guys are on the ground floor with me doing a project that I've never really done like this. So I'm super pumped to give it a crack. I'm super pumped to just talk through what I've learned and what I know, and share it with you guys. And so hopefully we don't break a diff. It's only diff, it's only money, it's all learning. And then of course, finally, before we get into this episode officially, I just want to thank you guys for following along and subscribing. And I hope you're really enjoying the content that I've been putting out. I'm really keen to share all my wins and failures with you guys. I don't think failure is failure. I just think failure is a learning curve, and if you learn from it, that's awesome. And I want to share all that with you guys. But like I said, I'm not a welder, and by no means am I a mechanic or anyone like that, but I just want to share with just good research and good advice and people that can help you, what you can achieve in your back shed and achieve really well. So I'm pumped about that. We'll run through all the diff components a bit more. Obviously, for those that saw last episode, the fuel tanks have worked good, and I am happy with the paint and the covering. I'll just show you. So I'm just letting them bake in the sun at the moment, and look, they did come up really nice. It is a bit softer than I would think. So the tin said to kind of wait 18 hours. I waited 24 hours, and then I took them down off the hangers and brought them out to sun them. And just in doing that, when it was on its lid, it's kind of got some, I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, but it's got some small grass imprints into the paint. And I think most of them will just rub out, but it just does tell me that the paint is still not hardened off. So we're here now, second day in the sun. Definitely feeling harder this morning, which is great. Yeah, still not sure if this is the right stuff for the chassis, but that was the whole reason of doing that test anyway, to kind of try something out and see how durable it was. So yeah, so I'll watch those fuel tanks for the next couple of days and just see how that paint goes. And maybe if that's not the choice, we'll move on and we'll try something else. I've got a few other brands of stuff I'd like to try. Most enamels do take a while to cure off properly and kind of really harden off, so I want to give it that time. It was definitely prepped right. I have no dramas in that. It's just it's just whether the enamel is hard enough drying. I just want to do a massive thank you to you guys who have been following this channel, and all the subscribers and all the guys that are liking and commenting. I'm really glad you are enjoying the content. For those that are watching the Ultra 4 series, once again, I'm going to be doing a whole bunch more in the off-road racing world next year. It'd be really cool to have some of you guys rock up at those events. I'd love to meet you guys, and hopefully the truck's going to be there, and even if it's not completely finished, I'm going to try and get it up and running so it's at the events and continue to build on it from there. So yeah, stay tuned if you're following along and you're in the areas that a competition might be in. It'd be awesome to have you guys pop down. It's a great weekend of racing. Have a couple beers around the campfire. Yeah, thank you guys. Really appreciate you. Massive shout out, Beeline Auto. As always, you guys are absolute legends. Thank you for everything you're doing. Lockie should be here any minute now. I'm just going to get a few final things ready, and yeah, when he arrives, the vlog will begin. Hello, mate. We're just going to do a couple of practice welds on these random bits of metal. I reckon they're, I don't know, 3-4 mil. Just to tune the welder up. Once again, brand new, never opened, and I repeat, we are not professionals. We are just legends. What are your thoughts on that, bud?
It's good.
Not bad, eh? Alright, so a real basic rundown of this welder, which is really great about the Unimig series and the DIY type stuff. It's got a smart set over here, and basically you just kind of, it's for your MIG. You choose what wire you've got on it and what gas. Once you set that right, then you set your material thickness, and it'll only let you go within a certain parameters within that metal or material thickness. So really good for starting out. Hopefully it helps us out here today. Either way, I reckon we'll be able to get a nice weld out of it. Done one test run with this, so we're about to get it all sussed and us feeling comfortable on the machine, and then we'll throw the diff back up. We will start doing the sequence on putting this stuff in and just start tacking it all on for the moment. But you pumped?
Yeah.
Bit slow, is it?
No. I think I need to slow it down a bit more.
Look at that. I think we've dialed it in. Test piece is awesome. Welder's working great. I think we've got it dialed in. As I said, each part of the diff is actually slightly different sizes or thicknesses of steel anyway, so we're going to have a little bit of play and a little bit of adjustment in each one, but we've definitely got the baseline down and we can work from there. So we'll set this diff up, go through the instructions of how to set it up and what parts you should weld first, and we'll just start tacking things on. Obviously before that we need to get it all lined up, marked up, clear away all the powder coat from the areas that we're going to weld on. But other than that, yeah, we're ready to get into it. So I'll see you soon. Get it, Lockie. So Lockie's in the background now, just cleaning up the diff. We're going to start with the pumpkin area, get all that metal kind of cleaned up, get the pumpkin sitting in place, tack it on and go from there. But very excited, we're finally building this patrol, finally. Bad flattery. So yeah, just cleaning up that edge where we're going to need to weld. And we're just going to start with the pumpkin and then go on from there, but getting very excited. Our first day of official fabrication on the patrol. First day. Right, so step one, basically you need to put the pumpkin cover on as per the Superior instructions. So we put it on, marked it all up. Now we've just gone around and cleaned up all the metal edges and surfaces where this is going to weld to. And we did notice that there was a little snot kind of just sitting here that was holding this bracket off proud. So I think in anything like that, all of this is hand done at factories, so you're always going to get imperfections in the weld. So yeah, just look out for things like that. But we've cleaned that up now and it's sitting nice and solid, so we'll get that pretty much in position and get it tacked on. All right guys, we have taped on for the final time and we are just about to get and put some tacks on this cover. First few tacks, getting pretty pumped. Well, we are coming along good, guys. We are just doing some cleaning up on the pumpkin area where we're not going to get to later because of these braces. We've cleaned the diff housing up of all the powder coat where these pieces are going to go. So we're just going to keep cruising through it slowly, but it's looking really good. Very excited. Got some pretty decent welds in there. Hell yes, guys, we are smashing out this diff brace kit. Well, we're not really, we're taking absolutely forever because we are noobs and we have no idea what we're doing, but we are making it look good while we are doing it. So this is where we're up to. Lockie's just gone home. He helped me and did all the welding up until now. Great opportunity for him to keep refining his welding skills. The rest of it's probably not going to look as good because I'm going to give it a go, but I'm still confident that at least it'll be strong, and when I hit a rock, it shouldn't fall off. This is where we're up to. We have this length plate just tacked in a few spots. We have the diff brace. Let me just bump that up for you. We have the pumpkin protector welded around there now. This part tacked on, these top parts tacked on, so we are looking really good. The diff, it's all looking very straight, very square, which is awesome. So I'm just gonna go around now and start just stitching a few little bits like in here. So yeah, I suppose step one was make sure you clean off all the areas here where you are about to weld to. There was a couple little spots here where the factory welds kind of cruised down and there was a bit of a snot and a high spot, so we've cleaned that, excuse me, we've cleaned that up. Now working along these edges, the Superior guide tells you to do it in no more than 40 mil stitches. So we've been keeping the stitches around 25, 30 mil just to be safe. But where all these brackets are down here and, you know, down on this shock mount tower and on the pan hard rod little nobule, we don't need to worry about the diff warping because they're on angles and directions that the metal pulling won't affect it. It's mainly these big runs here, so I'm just going to keep going and try a few little welds. If I just get over it and it just all looks too ugly, once again I'll get Lockie in to help, or I'm pretty confident I'll have a good crack myself. I'm keen to have a play with this welder and keep going, so yeah, let's get back into it. But looking freaking awesome, mate. Wait till it's all painted in our clear. So we're gonna rub everything back to this. Ooh yeah. Hell yeah. First weld on the diff, guys. Freaking fire in the woodshed, mate, from welding. And you know what it is? It's freaking terps. So it's gonna go everywhere, so I'm trying to keep the wood around it because you can't hit it with water. Otherwise it goes bigger. Freaking rookie move, bruh! It's alright, as long as you know how to deal with it, that's the most important thing. Mate, if you got a thin as fire, don't go hitting it with water because it doesn't work for you! Well, that was a bit of fun, mate, catching the old shed on fire. It was just sitting over here from the other day doing those fuel tanks. And I'd seen it earlier, and I did say to myself in the old brain hole, mate, you should probably move that when you're angle grinding and welding, but totally forgot. But hey, stuff happens in the shed. As long as you know how to deal with it when it does happen, then everyone's all right. Look, man, not a bad weld for freaking a bloke that can't weld. If it all comes out like that, I'll be pretty happy. There's another little stitch in there, mate. Just slowly work my way around. These are the scary ones because everyone will see them. Probably don't put the plastic tub in the wood shed. We're all good, let's keep welding. So I'll just show you a few gaps and things like that you're trying to work with on this kind of diff kit. I mean, it all marries up pretty good considering there's a few things we found. In order to keep some things straight, you would end up with a few gaps like this here or this one here, and they kind of change throughout the area. Most of it's pretty good, but there's definitely, you know, these kits, they do say on the instructions as well that you might need to just obviously adjust a few things to fit properly, and we ground down some welds and stuff like that. But it's super square, it's on there nice, it's looking great, so super pumped with that. Yeah, man, it's cool. You know, you got to stop and start these welds. You can't just keep going in one long hit. So we're going to do a second pass on some of this as well. Yeah, just little stitches like that is all you're doing. And then you move on to another area, stitch. Move on to another area, stitch. This little welder is a wicked unit. It's sick using it. Yeah, that's where we're up to. So just about to flip it over and do a few more, and then I'll wait for the housing to cool down and stitch a bit more, but it's coming along very nicely. So we're definitely getting some good welds in there. Another decent stitch there. Getting some slightly messier ones, just on hard angles or big gaps that once again need to be filled. This one was a good run. Pretty happy with that guy. Hey, not bad for a beginner. Then a couple of like here, I had to fill, try and fill that in there on the inside so that I can build up a bigger one to bridge here. And then I've done that already on this side, and that's what it kind of ended up looking like. So yeah, ended up being stitched okay. Yeah, we'll just let this cool down for a second, because once again I don't know what I'm doing, good or bad. There's a nice one in there too, nice weld. Pretty happy with. So yeah, heaps to keep stitching, but I've just flipped it over. I've managed to be getting some pretty decent welds biting in that I'm fairly happy with. But then just on the back side then I started getting skew if and going high, and then on this side I did the same thing. Like I started going high again. I think I just need I don't know if it was maybe just the angle I was going at, so I just need to reset, have a bit of a break for a second, reassess what I was doing and think about it all again, reset up and then go for some more welds. So that was a good little run. I got a heap stitched then and some really good welds, some great welds actually, super happy with them. It's looking good. Stitching, stitching, stitching. Run some up there. That wasn't too bad. That's the one people are going to see. They're going to be like, geez, mate, who did this? Who's your welder, mate? I'd bin him. Pay someone else. Oh, that's awesome. I'm pumped. Absolutely wrapped. I'm back. Oh, what a massive effort so far. This has been one of the best days I have had in a long, long time. Man, I knew it was going to be a big job welding this on a diff, and never doing it before. I understood the size of it, but man, it's like the ultimate Lego, you know what I mean? It's just, it has been such a great day just learning the welder a bit more, learning its little idiosyncrasies and how to weld with it better. And after just doing that many welds, and you know, like I said, I've been around fab shops for plenty of times in my life, and it's one thing watching people, but it's another thing doing it yourself and just refining your own skills. So I've had an absolute blast of a time doing that today. But yeah, we were almost done. We're probably about 50%, 60% of the way through. Like I said, I've just been doing it really slow, small stitches. Helps me refine each one, each little weld I do, and I can think about it and adjust the machine. It Done a couple of gross welds, done a couple of really good welds and welds that I'm happy with. So, but all in all, a fantastic project. Now I do need to clean up because I need to head inside and step into dad life. I'll definitely be out here tonight finishing this diff off for sure. I want it done. G'day guys, we are back for a Sunday morning. I didn't end up getting back into the shed last night. By the time dad duty settled in and the night was upon us, to be honest, I was too tired. I sat on the couch and pretty much Googled different patrol parts for a long time. So we are Sunday morning back out into the shed. I've just fired up the welder, fired up the lights, and we are going to knock into the rest of this patrol diff. We're definitely getting there. We're probably about like 60-65% of the way through the welds. We definitely got a large amount of it tacked on, but still plenty of little stitches to go. We're just going to keep cracking into that. I don't know if I'll time lapse heaps because otherwise it'll just be all the same crap. So I'm just going to get in, smash it all out. There's definitely a few passes that I'm happy with, some passes I'm not so happy with. I might try fill some or angle grind some back and go for another weld. I think the more welds that I do, the more I learn. Some are in positions that are just not going to look great if they're re-welded. Look, at the end of the day, I really wanted to do this project myself. I'm super pumped I gave it a go, and you know what? It's turned out really, really well considering. We're just going to keep cracking in, finish it all off, and reassess from there. But happy Sunday, guys. Alright, my next little round of welding was done, and once again, it's like a love-hate relationship, really. Like, I knock in and I do a weld like this. You know what I mean? Once again, I'm not saying it's brilliant, but like, I'm happy with that weld. It looks good, it's biting both surfaces well, and I think, yeah, man, you're doing great, Brad. And then I go and do a weld like that, and it just gets a bit frustrating, but I think that's the key to good fabrication, is just the consistency of it. And consistency only comes with time and trial and error and stuff like that. So I'm absolutely, I keep saying, but I'm so pumped on this project and I'm having the best time. Of course, there's a side of my OCD brain that just goes, how nice would it be to have it all in dimes and just like, but we can't all be Benji from Ramped Customs. That's a joke, Benji. So I'm super just pumped that I was able to do this project by myself, you know, really have a crack at it, and it really has come up great. I've definitely seen much worse welding jobs out there on diffs, so I know I'm not in the low 10% of diff welds, but I think it's just that frustration if you get a couple of really good welds and you're on point and then you kind of stuff a couple up. But I found as soon as I do one or two bad stitches, I just kind of take the helmet off, pull the gloves off, and just reassess, reset up, kind of give your body a bit of a chance just to chill out, slow your brain down a bit, and then it's a good opportunity for the diff to cool down anyway and then get back into it. So slow and consistent is what I'm aiming for. There might be a couple I'm going to try clean up with the grinder and then re-weld over the top just for a slightly neater look. I'm definitely going to clean up all the spatter and stuff like that. Yeah, man, I'm pumped, loving it. We'll get back into it now. Hell yeah, we are done, man. Let's just give you a little... The diff is freaking done. So these little triangle bits, where are they? Oh, I've got to put the ring on, and then there's these little bits here that I'm going to rebend this one. I've already knocked it flat. This is what they kind of come like. This one's sweet for this side. Kind of sits in like that. These bends aren't amazing. Like if you follow the actual angle, they could have been bent a little bit more, and that end cut's not quite right. You just got to grind the tip off here a little bit and square that up, and then this one should fit pretty sweet. This one on the other side, I'm just going to bang flat and start again because it was about 20 mil off where the bend should have been. So, whew, man, it's hot today. Freaking, especially welding, and especially with all these. But I look beautiful. The instructions do say that you need to chop and change a few things, and we did. We shaved a few areas and cleaned a few things up and got it all sitting nice and square. I reckon it's bang on. If I was to be really honest with everyone, I'd say the front guard is like 1 degree rotated, but it fit the best with everything and we would have had gaps other places. So, and this made the top perfectly level. Bent diff? No, it's not a bent diff. I did check that. I got some measurements as best I can in a dodgy shed. I'll definitely grind some of these back and try to do a second pass. One, to just keep practicing. Two, to see how much it takes to grind and second pass stuff and whether it's worth it. And mate, I'm wrapped with it. It looks sick. Once we clean it up and get all the like little snots and stuff off it and wire wheel it all and clean it right back, this is going to look gorgeous. It is so good. More than happy to put the welds that are on there on display. It'll give you guys a talking point anyway to rip into me a little bit. So mate, make sure you keep them coming. Yeah, I'm wrapped, man. I think freaking good effort. Looks tough. There's a few bits here where there was a bit of gap, or I've just come in at an odd angle, and there was a couple of gaps to try and fill around here. So, and look, they're the factory welds. Blah, big snots everywhere, and so I'm going to clean all this stuff up as well. Yeah, pumped. So, still got the front diff to do, and obviously got to put the arms, the Superflex arms on and weld them on. I've got the pumpkin and all the other stuff kind of sitting in there for that diff. It also has a whole bunch of short braces, gussets, so that will definitely be coming up onto this bench really soon. Like always, I'll clean up from this one, get everything out. I'll just put a light cover of like WD-40 or... yeah, I'll just do a light cover of WD-40 or something I've got kicking around just to give it a nice coat, just so it doesn't rust while it's sitting. I'll work on the front diff, we'll get that knocked out and into the same place where this one is now. And then we'll work on cleaning them both right up, giving them a big rub down, sandpaper, and then getting them covered in some 2K clear or stainless. Still haven't, or not stainless, or grey paint, or that steel it, which is a stainless look. Still haven't decided. I'll make that decision once I've rubbed these right back and I'll see what they look like. I think I'm going to have to get some either abrasive wheels or little sandpaper wheels for the router, just so I can get into some small nooks and cranny areas. Might be easier. We'll see how that all goes, but for now, I'm absolutely wrapped. I think that is definitely the end of this episode of how to build a diff or how to brace a diff. Take away points, do it slow, put it on a million times, take it off a million times, mark it, tape it, hold it, check it, get a mate to wobble it. Try and find the best spot, throw it on, tack it on, check it again, tack it on, check it again. Keep doing that till you're happy and then just send it. So 25mm welds, no more at a time. Some areas you can do more. You know, like once that's on there, that's all right to be just one nice run. Well, one run, maybe not nice. One run. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Thank you for your comments. Thank you to the new subscribers. You are all legends. I hope you are finding some valuable information and or entertainment here on this channel, and that, yeah, you guys are loving the build and keen to see more. I will have... oh, you will have seen it, yeah. I'll have the next episode of Ultra 4 coming out too, which will either be the second last or the last one, or maybe, who knows, it could be heaps more, I don't know. But yeah, stay tuned for that. That was another awesome weekend. If you haven't been watching those video series, jump over to the channel and have a look at them. Some awesome racing, some awesome teams, amazing buggies, and some of the Ultra 4s are just off their head. Anyway, that's me. I'm going to finish this up, pack up, and then get out of here, and I'll see you whenever I shoot the next video and we do what we're going to do. I'm assuming it'll be with the front diff. Oh, yeah.